Okay, in this instance, we're going to take a look at how we do a copy and paste using best practices in order to keep the formatting that we want to have for a mass email. So here I am copying from a news site. This is the News Sentinel. And I'm going to copy the text that I want. And what I'm going to do first, I'm tapping Control C to copy the text that I've just highlighted. And what I normally like to do is I like to paste it into a text editor first, and that's going to remove the font type and the font size and the font color and so forth, so that we're left with just plain text. Now I'm using 010 editor here, but you can use any text editor you want. In Windows you would use Notepad. In Macintosh you would use TextEdit, which is available. It's on every Mac system, available in your full list of applications. So now I've pasted this into a text editor. So in a text editor I don't have fonts and font colors and font faces and everything. So I'm going to tap Control A to select everything. I'm going to tap Control C to copy everything, and then I'm going to switch to my text editor where I'm composing my mass email. So I'm just going to highlight what I want to replace, and I'm going to tap Control V, and there we go. Now, in some cases there may not be enough space, there may not be enough line spacing between elements. So if I want to add, I'm going to put my cursor right here, and I'm just going to hit Enter or Return, and I can add more white space after a given sentence, or elsewhere if I decide I want to join lines. If there's too much white space, again I'm going to put my cursor where I want it. That would be right here, and I'm going to hit backspace, and that will close up white space that I don't want. So again, if I want to add white space, let's say I want to turn this into 2 paragraphs right here at the word so, I would simply put my cursor there and hit the Enter or Return key. Actually, I hit 2 keys together right there, and then just hit Enter or Return, and that's going to add white space. Or if I want to subtract white space, I can just put my cursor right before the white space that I want to close up, and I can either hit backspace, and probably ought to add a space after that, or I can hit delete. I can put my cursor up here and simply hit delete. I'm tapping the delete key, and that's going to close up the white space that I don't want. So I can either add white space by hitting the Enter key, or I can close up white space by hitting the backspace or delete key, and that way I get the line space, exactly the line spacing I want. But I would suggest this intermediary step of pasting into a text editor first, so that we remove all font faces and sizes and colors, so that we go back to the font that we're using in our mass emails, and that way the people that we're mass emailing on a regular basis continue to see the font that they're used to seeing in our regular mass emails for us. As far as the signature and so forth go, this text could be moved up so that the signature appears below it. I'm just going to Control C, hit delete, move my cursor up here between the salutation and the signature, and I'm putting my cursor right there, and I'm just pasting. I could remove, now we've got 2 signatures there, so I could just remove the signature I don't want by highlighting the text I don't want and tapping my delete key. So that gives you some insight into some good practices for editing mass emails.